Isn't it great to just get lost in a nice daydream? To just float away with your thoughts and start imagining all the crazy things that could have been. Isn't it nice to actually just fantasize and drift away and kind of forget about all your worries and just escape your life for a moment? And then you have to come back to reality. The thing about daydreaming is it can actually be used as a really powerful tool. It doesn't have to be an escape. See, most people, they daydream, yes, and daydreaming, it's really this fantasy, it's really an escape. It comes down to not really wanting to be where you are and enjoy the present moment, but rather you want to be somewhere else, experiencing something different, and so you create an imagination in your mind to take you away. But the same skill, the same activity, in many ways can be used to visualize. And the difference between a daydream and a visualization is that visualization is intentional. It's actually on purpose. You're not drifting away by accident and seeing whatever happens. You're actually using it to figure out and really just create an image in your mind of what success looks like to you, what you want to experience, not what might happen, not some random kind of fantasy or dream, but something that you actually want to live through and experience in real life. See, daydreaming is a problem because it's coming from a place of need and lack, and you really are just looking for something to distract you from your life. Whereas a visualization is about creating your future by seeing it in your mind. So if you're a daydreamer, stop condemning yourself and really think about this amazing power and ability that you have that you can use for good. It is a real superpower if you apply it in the right direction, but it is about using it for good. Just as many other things. You can take a drug just to get high and run away, or there are substances like ayahuasca, which many people, I myself have not experienced it, but many people claim can lead to spiritual enlightenment or at least put you further along the path, right? So really, visualization is one of the most powerful techniques in manifesting your goals and creating a future. Every time I've made a lot of progress in my life, it's been because I started seeing a vision of what I wanted. And as you know, all things in the world are created twice. First in the mind, and then in the actual outside real world. Think about that for a moment. What could you create in your mind? What future can you see for yourself? What creation can you muster up in there that you can actually bring to life for the benefit of yourself and other people? What kind of lifestyle do you see yourself living? Because see, this now is not an escape. This is a goal. It becomes real. I built this studio that I'm talking to you, standing here, communicating this message to you from, and right here I got a gym to the right, and this building was really just an idea at first. It was really just a thought. And then it turned into a visual thought, a visualization. I started getting intentional. I thought, how do I want it to look? And today I'm standing in that thing that was once in my head. The channel that you're watching, this YouTube channel, was just a dream, a visualization, a thought that I had. But I made it real because I kept seeing it over and over again. And that's the key to being effective at visualizing. Repetition, repetition, repetition. Whatever you do more of, you get good at. So if you want to use your daydreaming abilities and not escape anymore, not run away, start being intentional with them. Don't just see stuff because it feels good. See, that's what most people do. They do it because it feels good. Do it because it helps you. It's goal-oriented. It's intentional. It's not an accident anymore. And that really should be a reflection of your overall attitude towards life. Most people live like an accident, and that's why they daydream. They're an accident. Everything in their life is an accident. They wake up like an accident, go to sleep like an accident, and everything they did throughout the day is just kind of whatever or wherever the wind blew them. Don't be that person. Don't be the daydreamer that just floats away, hoping, wishing, praying that maybe one day you could become a celebrity. Maybe you see yourself around those people that you're always idolizing. Maybe you see yourself in the castle. Who knows? Maybe you meet the perfect partner. Those things can be real. Very real. And I know that from personal experience because I used to be somebody who would just daydream away and daydream away and daydream on, just thinking about all the great things that could happen, and they never did. But once I got intentional, once I started doing it on purpose, once I made a decision that this is what I want and I'm going after it, that's when everything begins to change. See, the difference is so subtle. It's only a millimeter to the right. the difference between I really would like this, I really want this, this would be really nice to have and I wish I could, versus how can I? How will I? What's the path? How can I learn the skills? What action can I take that will lead me to that success? Because really, at the end of the day, you can have whatever it is that you want if you're willing to do what it takes to get there. It's not some mystical puzzle that you have to solve. It's not some crazy, difficult, really just riddle. It's not life. It's not this hard, impossible, really just heavy task. It's really, really simple, but you have to switch out of the mindset where you're basically looking for permission. You're looking for something good to happen to you. You're constantly basically seeking the outside to fulfill you, and rather start to create it in yourself first. And that's what visualization will do for you. It'll put those ideas and make them real in your head. Olympic gold medals have been won by training in the mind over and over again. The body is one thing, but the mind, that's where the edge is. When you see pro athletes performing at their very, very best, the mental game is where the real difference is. That's where you get the gap in levels, because everybody's in good shape when they're playing sports at a professional level. And the same goes for musicians, artists, YouTubers. Doesn't matter who you are. If you have your mental game sharp, if you are always concentrating and seeing that future of yours that you not just want, but that you're creating and taking action on every single day of your life, it changes the dynamic of your life completely, because you're no longer spectating. That's what daydreaming is wrong for. That's why it's so bad, because you're spectating. You're just watching this fantasy unfold. You're just really just seeing this thing and thinking, wow, if only, if only. But when you're visualizing, you're making a conscious effort, you're practicing in your mind, you're preparing for this thing, you're stepping into it. See, when you visualize, you not only see what happens, you feel it. When you daydream, you're just watching this little floating image. But when you're visualizing, you're smelling the air. You're feeling the sensation on your skin. You can taste it. That's the next level. That's the next level, because spectating versus being intentional is such a huge gap. And that's where you get 99% of the world and then 1% of the world that really succeed and create their visions and make it a reality instead of just thinking about it. Everybody has dreams. You have dreams. The question is, will you bring them to life by being intentional with them? I used to wish and hope and pray that maybe one day I could do what I love to do. I could help people. Maybe I could change somebody's life. And it was a fantasy. And now it's what I do every single day of my life. And I absolutely love it. And I wake up with a smile on my face, and I'm smiling right now because it's what I truly love, and it's in full alignment to who I really am at the core level in my heart, what I feel is the truth for me, what I'm sharing in my mission. And the only difference between me back then hoping for it and me now actually doing it for the past 3 years every single day is just being intentional with the dream. Saying, you know what? I can do this. I am worthy. I have it in me, because you have a gift in you. And that dream that you have, that daydream that keeps coming to you as well, it's coming to you for a reason. It's been entrusted with you. That's your gift. And if you don't bring it to life, you're doing it a huge disservice, and you're really cheating the whole world out of that experience. It's not just about you. You see, if I had held my voice and gone to school and gotten a decent job or whatever the norm is, right? Then I would have never been able to share with you. I would have never impacted your life. I don't know how many videos you might have watched from me. Maybe this is the first one. If so, be sure to subscribe. But in some people's lives, I've had the impact where it's changed everything for them. Especially when I work with somebody one-on-one, it completely changes their reality. It elevates their performance. They break through. They start being successful in their life. And if I hadn't pursued that, if I hadn't gone after this gift, if I hadn't gotten intentional with that daydream, it would still just be a daydream. But once I started visualizing, once I started getting committed to it, not just thinking that it would be great, but saying, I will do this, I must do this. Game changer, absolute game changer. Your life will instantly shift. everything that you're experiencing will be on a much higher level. The food you eat will taste better. I'm telling you, because now you have purpose. And that's the difference. Purpose, real drive, real vision, real passion about your life. Not floating along, coasting along, hoping for the best, but actually making a decision that this is what you're going to do.